Ladies and gentlemen, 17 years. 17 years is a long time. And if you count it in days, it's over 6,200 days. And it is for these 17 years, 6,200 days, that a concocted, completely sinister theory was being spun by a cabal. They were desperate to prove that Ishrat Jahan was killed in cold blood by the then Narendra Modi government in Gujarat because she was from a minority community. Yes, that was the charge against the then Chief Minister of Gujarat. It was Narendra Modi at that time and his Home Minister Amit Shah. This ecosystem never stopped spreading the lies all these years that this Bihar ki beti was innocent and had no links with any terror groups. She had been killed in a fake encounter, they said, only because she belonged to a minority community. For 17 years, India's national security was reduced to this equation for vote bank for the UPA Lutyens Brigade because they wanted to appease one community. But tonight, ladies and gentlemen, it may take time. It may take a very long time in some cases, but the truth has a way of coming out. And today, ladies and gentlemen, the mind-boggling web of lies spun by this group of so-called narrative changers will have to end their stories, their narrative, because the special CBI court has exonerated the last 3 of the 7 police officers accused in this case. Not only were these officers let off, but the verdict emphatically underlined the message that there was nothing to suggest that Ishrat Jahan was not a terrorist. In fact, the verdict, the order of the court, quotes the fact that there were inputs to this effect coming in straight from the Intelligence Bureau, the top intel agency in this country, and that there was no question of the encounter being fake. This verdict, ladies and gentlemen, reveals a deeper malaise in our society, in our country. A vicious attempt to vilify the BJP and tarnish the image of the then Chief Minister Modi and the then Home Minister of Gujarat, Amit Shah. Take a look at what transpired in the court today.
After 17 years, last 3 cops accused in Ishrat Jahan encounter case are exonerated. Special CBI court in its judgment stated there was nothing to suggest that Ishrat and her companions were terrorists. A truth that has shattered the lies peddled by UPA Lutyens lobby to malign PM Modi and Home Minister Amit Shah. UPA's attempt to paint Ishrat Jahan as innocent was penetrated with several proofs over the years. The missing LET link in MHA affidavit raised eyebrows despite agency claiming it first and LET itself admitting it. Even FBI's Headley interrogation report mentioned the direct link. Times Now spoke to several exonerated cops and they revealed the sinister game plan back then to fix them.
मैं तो बहुत पहले से कहता हूं कि हमारे जो एनकाउंटर थे वो एनकाउंटर सच्चे थे। हमने कानूनन एनकाउंटर किए हैं, उसमें कुछ गलत नहीं किया है, लेकिन हमारे खिलाफ जो केसेस दर्ज किए गए थे वो फेक थे। हमारे एनकाउंटर सही थे, केसेस फेक थे।
Political regimes ruling at the time targeted the police officers, those police officers who are the peacekeepers, to achieve the ulterior motive politically, to the extent that somewhere it is judicially observed that to topple the government of that time, this route was adopted, which was a very dirty political route.
The judgment has struck the opposition severely. Congress and its allies are questioning the credibility of the judgment.
Mass murderers like Narendra Modi, if he becomes Prime Minister, what do you expect from the agencies? And unfortunately, we have seen the case of Justice Loya. Which of these judges who delivered is afraid of the situation or hanking for some post-retirement posts?
This observation by the learned trial judge that there is no evidence to suggest that Ishrat Jahan was not a terrorist appears to be very unreasonable and strange.
चाहे जजमेंट कुछ भी आ जाए, देखिए मैं ऐसा नहीं कहता हूँ कि जजेस जो हैं गलत हैं, लेकिन मैंने ये देखा है कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट के 4 जजेस निकल कर बोल रहे हैं इस देश में जो चल रहा है वो सही नहीं चल रहा है, तो इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि कहीं न कहीं इसके अंदर मैनिपुलेशन किया गया है.
Even Amit Shah revealed to Times Now how the regime was hell-bent to frame Gujarat BJP leaders.
नरेंद्र मोदी मुख्यमंत्री थे और भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार थी. भारतीय जनता पार्टी और मोदी को बदनाम करने के लिए ये जांचें की गई है और भारतीय जनता पार्टी और श्री मोदी को बदनाम करने के लिए ये केस रजिस्टर किए गए. अब ये एस्टेब्लिश हो चुका है कि इशरत जहां की अब तक जो जांच हुई है इसमें इशरत जहां के केस में सीबीआई का प्रथम चार्जशीट जो है उसमें है कि सेंट्रल आईबी का रोल है. मेरी ये डिमांड नहीं है कि प्रधानमंत्री की जांच हो. मैं जस्टिफिकेशन की बात कर रहा हूं कि पॉलिटिकल लीडरशिप का रोल कहां से आता है इसमें. पॉलिटिकल लीडरशिप का रोल आता ही नहीं, ये प्रोफेशनल काम है.
Will those who undermined India's national security to fix Modi and Shah face probe now? Bureau Report, Times Now.
Ladies and gentlemen, before I begin the debate, I want to bring to you the excerpts of the court judgment that exonerated the last of the 3 officers accused in the Ishrat Jahan encounter case. The order underlines the fact that police were discharging their official duties and were taking steps to maintain law and order. Now, here's the most emphatic part of the verdict. The order clearly states that there is no question of any fake encounter on the part of any police officer. Further driving home the point, the verdict says that there was nothing on record to suggest that the victims were not terrorists. This, ladies and gentlemen, brings the focus back to the sinister cover-up that was done by the previous dispensation under the UPA. First and foremost, the most important document that nails the duplicity of the UPA government and its Home Minister at that time, Mr. P. Chidambaram, is the revised affidavit in 2009, where Ishrat Jahan's LET link was deleted in the revised version. One version in August 2009 says Ishrat Jahan was a terrorist, and another version in October 2009, 3 months later, says nothing about it. It's significant to note that the revised affidavit that removed the mention of Ishrat Jahan was signed off by the then Home Minister, Mr. P. Chidambaram, and it was a war between the agencies during the UPA rule, between the IB and the CBI, that was exposed here right now on Times Now, that escalated the controversy even further. The CBI, which attempted to play down the terror angle, was contradicted by the Intelligence Bureau then, that confirmed that Ishrat's role was as an LET bomber. Even David Headley, the 2611 accused testimony on Ishrat, was buried by the UPA government. The Intelligence Bureau chief then had also dramatically claimed that the SIT chief probing the case was allegedly told to fix the Ishrat probe to suit them, and then political dispensation under the UPA. And the last bit of information suppressed was the US Embassy intelligence that first tipped off the Indian counterparts, asserting that Ishrat was a suicide bomber propped up by the LET. Even this was buried by the then Congress government. And that brings me to the legitimate question. For UPA Lutyens' ecosystem, were votes more important than the nation? That's the question and the debate. Ishrat Terror Truth Exposed. That's the hashtag and the debate coming up on the other side.
You're watching the News Hour at 9. Debate number 1 on Times Now. Super Prime Time.
Joining me tonight, Nupur Sharma, national spokesperson of the BJP, Ishkaran Bhandari, advocate, Shehzad Poonawala, lawyer, Tehseen Poonawala, political analyst, Saeed Aslam Pasha, spokesperson of the JDS, Avni Bansal, advocate and secretary of the Professionals Congress from Delhi. But my first question goes to Mr. R.V.S. Mani, former bureaucrat in the Home Ministry. And Mr. R.V.S. Mani, you know, the facts are crystal clear today. 7 officers discharged, and what a sinister plot to create a narrative, and all sorts of evidences buried by the UPA government. I want to ask you, Mr. RVS Mani, the two affidavits of the Home Ministry, the intelligence report of the US government, everything buried only because there was a political agenda and Modi and Amit Shah needed to be discredited. Is that the reason the UPA government went this far?
Partly, I have said so in the Times Now itself in 5 years back in March 2016. During my interrogation I was a witness. I was supposed to be giving a statement, but it turned into interrogation, later harassment. This is on 22nd June 2013 at Ahmedabad, Mr. Satish Verma, when he burnt me with his cigarettes. During the polite innings of our interaction, he had been very clearly insisting that मुझे दो लोगों को अंदर करना है. He used a very bad terms for that. I don't want to repeat it on the TV. Safed Dadi or Kali Dadi. What he meant by Safed Dadi and Kali Dadi, you can ask Mr. Satish Verma or his boss, whose name he was taking, that my boss Ranjit Sinha had promised somebody. So this is the first beginning thing I would state. It has gone unchallenged so far. It is 5 years. I have told it on TV channel, in your own Times Now channel, and it's a matter of record. Now, it is again a matter of record that Times Now channel, 1st March 2006, it has been very clearly explained that the first affidavit was drafted as per the procedure. I drafted the affidavit based on all intelligence inputs available on the file, all other documents available on the file, everything can be traced back to the file where all of them have been compiled, including the press cuttings of the Ghazwa-e-Hind, which is a mouthpiece of Lashkar-e-Toiba, which was published in Times of India or some other newspaper on the 14th or 15th of July 2005, 1 month after the Ishrat encounter, where she had been claimed as a martyred Fidain. Ishrat was a martyred Fidain as per the Lashkar-e-Toiba in 2004, July. It was reported in their website as well as Ghazwa-e-Hind, their mouthpiece. That was ignored. Now David Hadley, he was interrogated, or rather it was not an interrogation as per CRPC, because no Mumbai police team went to him to interrogation. It was a NIA handpicked team who interviewed him in the Chicago jail, where he had also confessed that Muzammil Butt had recruited Ishrat Jahan as a suicide bomber. Whatever is the exact narration, I am not recollecting now. That was not brought into the tour report of the NIA team, or it was excised. I have written it in a book because I am very much aware of the fact that Home Minister had excised those parts.
So many facts on the table, and Tehseen Poonawalla for 17 years.
Daniel Clegg's letter not only said that she was a suicide bomber recruited, it also said if you want further cooperation, we are willing to help. But in other cases, our friend Shashil Kumar Shinde had always been pleading the case that they have a secret clause in the MOU. One place legal attaché says, I am willing to offer you more help. You read the Daniel Clegg's letter. First para is about the recruitment. Along with that, there is also that we are also, if you want any further cooperation in the matter, it is available or something like that. Some diplomatic, it couched in a diplomatic manner. But in the parliament, it was always said that we have a secrecy and confidentiality clause with the US government, and we cannot ask for further thing, or some sort of a statements have been made by Sushil Kumar Shinde also.
Absolutely, because if they had disclosed all of this, Mr. RVS Mani, how was the plot against what you say, what you say is Safed Dadi and Kali Dadi? How would that have been done? And Tehseen Poonawalla, I want to ask you just one basic question. The Congress party has governed this country for nearly 55 years out of the 74 years that we have had independence. can the DNA of the Congress party be such that on a terror issue, when the United States is giving you information and telling you we are ready to cooperate to solve a terror issue, you bury it. David Headley says something, you bury it. And your own IB at that point in time is basing its statement, calling this a terror input, and Ishrat Jahan connected with the Lashkar-e-Toiba. And Ghazwa, the Lashkar-e-Toiba mouthpiece, stating that she was our Fidain. All of this is buried only and only because you need a formula for quick wins in elections.
It will be naive, ridiculous, pathetic, insulting to think that any political party needs a formula to appease, and I know where this debate is going, a particular community on the issue of terrorism. So, taking strong objections to that, let me now break this argument. I'm going to be very brief. I hope I'm not
you may be brief, but may I tell you, Tehseen Poonawalla, in the last 2 weeks, two terror cases, the Batla encounter and the Ishrat Jahan. Two of these have shown us, and once can be a coincidence, twice cannot be a coincidence or an oversight.
You do.
It shows, it shows a bent of mind.
Okay. It may be your opinion that it shows a bent of mind. I respectfully disagree with that. Please allow me to make my point. I don't want to go into the Batla debate because that was systematically destroyed.
Obviously,
the Congress gave the highest award at that time to the officers, and some statements were made out of context. Let's stick to this topic. Let us begin with where Mr. Money ended, and let's accept that Ishrat was a terrorist to begin with. Let me demolish this argument. Even if Ishrat was a terrorist, are you saying that a magistrate of law was influenced? Is that the argument? Who said that this encounter was fake? And even if she was a terrorist, she should have been arrested. Why gun her down or gun down people and display the body? Clearly, there was no firing. That theory of firing was proved wrong. Now, my second point. I have a lot of sympathy for Mr. Money. He's been a great officer. He served our country. If Mr. Money underwent the torture that he did under the then ex-CBI officer, which actually in legal terms amounts to hearsay, but I still take his word for it, why is the great government of Narendra Modi ji not pursuing that CBI director, continued to serve as CBI director when Narendra Modi ji was Prime Minister? Not just that, there are several corruption charges on that CBI director, and none of them have been investigated by Narendra Modi ji. And my last point where I end, was the SIT chief investigating Ishrat Jahan changed by the Gujarat High Court? Is he today a BJP member of parliament? I think this sufficiently puts it before your viewers how and what happened, that an SIT chief is today the BJP member of parliament investigating this case.
Tehseen Poonawalla seems to have forgotten in between the fact that under the UPA government, the Intelligence Bureau and the CBI were on different pages on the same inputs. He forgets the fact that in 2009 August, there is one affidavit that is filed, and then they suddenly realize as an afterthought, Shehzad Poonawalla, that oh, इसमें तो हम political mileage ले सकते थे, इसमें तो हम narrative change कर सकते थे, इसमें तो हम मोदी और अमित शाह को fix कर सकते थे. इसीलिए October में they file another charge sheet, and this is something that even the then Home Minister and the Home Secretary G.K. Pillai talks about. I want to ask you, Shehzad Poonawalla, so many inconsistencies. They don't believe their own intelligence agencies. They don't believe the Lashkar-e-Toiba news report. They don't even believe the US intelligence report. क्या पी चिदम्बरम और उनकी जो टीम थी वो इन सबसे आगे थी?
Navika, for 17 years, people put votes above Watan. For 17 years, they sacrificed national interests at the altar of political interest for a vote bank. For 17 years, they hounded patriots like RVS Mani and also patriots like G.K. Pillai, and they promoted and sympathized with terrorists. Today, what are we hearing? If she was a terrorist, means even today they are saying she is a 19-year-old innocent even after a court of law has ruled on it. This is the same ecosystem, mind you, that says Burhan Wani to headmaster ka beta hai, Riyaz Naiku match teacher hai, ye Afzal to uski judicial execution ho gayi, ye Halat ka mara tha Yaqub Memon. ये वही ecosystem है जिसने hound किया मोहन चंद शर्मा जैसे ऑफिसर्स को, दिल्ली पुलिस को, और बाटला हाउस के लिए कौन आंसू बहा रहा था जिनके बारे में आज नहीं बोलना चाहते, आपको पता है. ये वही लोग हैं जिन्होंने बार बार राजनीति को, राष्ट्र राष्ट्र नीति के ऊपर रखा। मैं सवाल पूछना चाहता हूं कि क्यों आरवीएस मनी की ड्राफ्टेड एफिडेविट को 2 महीने में बदला गया, एलईटी के रेफरेंस को निकाला गया? क्या यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स की सरकार भी मोदी की जेब में थी जब 2010 में उन्होंने लेटर दिया कि शी इज अ पार्ट ऑफ एलईटी कम फॉर सुसाइड बॉम्बिंग? इट वाज द गवर्नमेंट ऑफ मिस्टर बराक ओबामा. Was he also being controlled by Narendra Modi? Was also IB officer chief. What was his name? आसिफ इब्राहिम. ये नाम बड़ा महत्वपूर्ण है. देश का पहला प्रथम मुस्लिम IB चीफ यूपीए का बनाया हुआ मनमोहन सिंह को लेटर लिखता है, शिंदे को लेटर लिखता है कि ये टेररिस्ट है. क्या वो भी मैनेज किया गया था? वो भी आरएसएस एजेंट था? मैं तो शुक्र करता हूं उस तुकाराम ओमले जी का जिन्होंने अजमल कसाब को जिंदा पकड़ लिया, वरना इन्होंने तो ये भी ड्राफ्ट कर दिया था कि आरएसएस की 26/11 की साजिश और ये बना देते कोई हिंदू आतंकवादी का हमला. आज मैं सवाल पूछना चाहता हूं, at whose instructions did Mr. Chidambaram change this affidavit? At whose instructions were time and again Batla House terrorists and other terrorists sympathized and eulogized with? For what gains? For vote bank purposes? At whose instance the United States government's input on her terror antecedents, was it ignored? At whose instance was the IB chief's inputs ignored? At whose instance was CBI officers hounding people like RVS Mani? At whose instance was Mr. Chidambaram hounding people like RVS Mani? इस सवाल का जवाब देना होगा. और तहसीन पूनावाला बोलते हैं कि अरे इसका एनकाउंटर क्यों करवाया? अच्छा, तो इशरत जहां क्या वहां पे लड्डू पेड़े बांटने आई थी? पाकिस्तान के साथ 2 आतंकवादी आए थे, लड्डू पेड़े
that is spoken about. The intelligence bureau talks about a spot. I want to bring in Saeed Aslam Pasha. Saeed Aslam Pasha, there was a plot. Terrorists were in the country, and what was the UPA of government of that time doing? It was creating the biggest fight in this country between 2 agencies, 2 institutions, the IB and the CBI. The intelligence arm of the country was being, set aside, and CBI was being asked to concoct a case because politically that is how they wanted to influence the narrative. I want to ask you, all those who come out and say central agencies work at the behest of the central government, wasn't this a demonstration of exactly that? तब आपको याद नहीं आया था? तब रोना नहीं आया था?
Navika, I will tell you, first of all, there are 4 pertinent questions or 4 pertinent points which have to be answered. First of all, who called it a fake encounter? There was the High Court had appointed a high-level SIT which concluded after investigation.
Forget the encounter. Was she a terrorist? आज तो वो prove हो गया ना.
That's point number 1. So let me finish.
भटकाइए मत. इशरत जहां टेररिस्ट है या आपके लिए 19 साल की भारत की बेटी है. आज भी इशरत को भारत की बेटी कहकर दिल से लगाओगे. आज भी बुरानवानी को हेडमास्टर का बेटा बोलोगे. आज भी रियाज नाइकू को मैथ्स टीचर बताओगे. आज भी अफजल को हालात का मारा बताओगे. आज भी याकूब मेमन की फांसी नहीं होनी चाहिए.
You should have got to listen to the reality. Shehzad, you need to allow me to finish.
Speak the language of Asim Ibrahim.
You don't even want to listen to it.
Speak the language of
you don't even have the guts to listen to this. You don't even have the guts to listen to this.
She was a terrorist.
Can you tell me the High Court appointed SIT, did they say it's a fake encounter or
yes or
not?
no?
Tell me,
yes
did the SIT conclude this as a fake encounter or not? Do you have an answer to this? You don't have an answer.
अरे संजय राउत ने बोला था कि चिदम्बरम को केस में बुक करो सेडिशन के. क्या संजय राउत झूठ बोल रहे थे 2016 में? क्या संजय राउत झूठ बोल रहे थे? बोलिए ना.
I am asking you a question.
Sir, there's only one question. Was he a terrorist?
Allow him to ask a question. What is the question? What is the question?
Yeah. Now, Navika, I started with saying that there was a SIT appointed by the High Court and they called it as a fake encounter for the first time.
But there was, before the SIT, there was an intelligence bureau. Before the SIT, there was a US Intel report. You are talking about the SIT. Why don't I tell you about the number of cover-ups? Why don't I tell you about the 2 versions of the affidavit filed by the Ministry of Home Affairs? Why don't I tell you that Mr. P. Chidambaram signed on that affidavit? Why don't I tell you that the CBI contradicted the intelligence bureau which maintained that Ishrat Jahan was a terrorist? Why don't I tell you why don't I tell you that the then IB chief, आज नहीं तभी उन्होंने कह दिया था कि SIT के जो चीफ हैं उन्होंने सारी रिपोर्ट को उन्होंने मैनेज किया है. US लीगल अटैचे आपको कह रहा था प्लीज टेक मोर हेल्प, प्लीज टेक मोर कोऑपरेशन. यू डिड. नुपुर शर्मा रेजिंग अ हैंड. नुपुर शर्मा, आई वांट टू आस्क यू, इनको एनकाउंटर की चिंता है लेकिन इनको ओरिजिनल इनपुट की चिंता नहीं है कि वो टेररिस्ट थी. इनको लश्कर ए तोयबा लगता है कि इट्स द रॉन्ग पार्टी. दे डोंट थिंक दैट इंडियंस आर द रॉन्ग पार्टी, दे थिंक लश्कर ए तोयबा इज द रॉन्ग पार्टी. नुपुर शर्मा.
Navika, you didn't allow me to finish. Navika, you didn't allow
What do you
me to
want to finish, sir?
Navika,
The court has finished your argument today. The court has finished your argument today. The 7th police officer has been discharged by the court. 7 police officers जिनको 17 साल आपने torture किया है. You did not torture terrorists. You tortured police officers, sir.
In the first place.
Let me finish.
RVS Money wants to come in. I'm coming to you, Nupur Sharma. RVS Money.
Allow me to speak.
RVS Money first and then Nupur Sharma. RVS Money.
Hello. I wanted to set the record straight. I wanted Mr. Tehseen Poonawalla has alleged that it is my hearsay. I have filed this affidavit in criminal petition number WP number 128 filed by NK Amin in 2013. Whatever I have said, I have already filed it. So on affirmation. So don't impute motives that I am very true about myself. Not only that I have filed a report to the government of India also on the 24th June, the day after. So what you are saying is unfounded. So I wanted to crack that. And another gentleman saying fake counter, killing of that, it was a crossfire. Please understand. It was a crossfire. The first firing started from the blue Indica car. People don't know the facts. People don't know the facts. The first Indica.
Unless backed up with evidence.
No, you said that. It is already a part of the Supreme Court record, and I take objection to that. Number 2 is it was a crossfire. People have to realize the Gujarat Forensic Science Laboratory has said that it was the first shot was fired from the blue Indica car. It was therefore very wrong to say it was an encounter. It was a crossfire.
Well, Mr. Tehseen Poonawalla, you belong to a club of people who think that it is actually Afzal Guru who is bichara, who think Burhan Wani is a bichara, who think Yaqub Memon should get a hearing from the Supreme Court, past midnight. You belong to that set of people, but you will not see the cigarette butts that were put on Mr. RVS Money's hands and arms. That you will not remember. That you will forget. You will not remember that 17 years, 7 police officers were tortured, but terrorists were made to look like teenagers. Nupur Sharma.
Divide every debate.
Well, Navika, good evening. And since I did not speak over anybody else, I would expect nobody heckling me. I've been quiet this far. Please allow me to make 3 quick points. It's a bit interesting, Navika, because right now Tehseen said, oh, it's all hearsay. Well, I think Judge Rawal would like to, observe. Allow me, please. Allow me, please. I have not intervened anybody. Please speak on your turn, madam, please. Now, I would like to know how Judge Rawal would react to Mr. Tehseen Poonawalla saying
Avni Bansal, hold on. I will give you an opportunity right after Nupur Sharma. Don't heckle her. I will come to you.
This is not fair.
Please, ma'am, just wait your turn. Nupur Sharma, let her complete, and then you can respond. Nupur, please.
We should stop him. That's my only point, Navika. You should stop Shehzad Poonawalla when he's intervening when other speakers are speaking.
अभी तो वो बोल ही नहीं रहा. अभी तो आप बोल ही नहीं रहा.
If you're not going to allow me to make a point,
because
I'm lowering faders because you're wasting time. 1 minute. Nupur Sharma, please. Nupur Sharma, please.
Please allow me. Please. No rabble-rousing, only points. I would like to seek some feedback from Judge Rawal as to Mr. Tehseen Poonawalla right on your show right now. Making an innuendo that his findings and the successive orders of the courts who have been exonerating and discharging these able police officials as orders based on mere hearsay. Now, what is interesting is that this comes from Mr. Tehseen Poonawalla, whose entire petition before the Honorable Supreme Court in Judge Loya case was actually hearsay, so much so he was pulled up by the Honorable Supreme Court. Now, secondly, it's a bit rich, and it's actually believing in the judiciary on convenience, Navika. He
Madam,
just actually cited MM's SIT report. He would not.
Why did we not
please
follow
allow me to please
197?
finish. Please allow
Why
me to
did we
finish.
not
This is
follow
really
section
important,
197?
Navika. He would not. Can I please finish, Navika? This is not fair. I'm trying to make 3 points. That's it. Now he did it because he brought in MM Tamang. He would not actually clarify that in September 2009, the Honorable High Court stayed that very report that Judge Tamang came out with. Interestingly, why I say it's convenience is because they would not also believe the SIT supervised under the Honorable Supreme Court, which exonerated today's Prime Minister, then Chief Minister Shri Narendra Modi, which was also upheld by the lower courts in Gujarat. Wahan pe we will not believe the SIT. Here we will believe the SIT of FM Tamang, even though it's been stayed by the High Court. It's a bit rich. And thirdly, for a minute, Navika, let's sit here and for a minute say कि चलो भैया जो newspaper report थी पाकिस्तान में, which they withdrew over 2 years later was wrong. For a minute say that David Headley's submission before the FBI in US and its testimony before the courts in India was wrong. That he picked out LET operator and recognized Ishrat Jahan as so. But will you start questioning Asif Ibrahim? Is Asif Ibrahim not an Indian? Is Asif Ibrahim not an Indian? Is Asif Ibrahim not an Indian? Is G.K. Pillai not an Indian? Is RVS Mani not an Indian?
Look at the facts of every case.
By Satish Verma
Why
and
did you start with all the Muslim
names? You guys should be ashamed of yourself.
What is your argument?
Mohan Chand Sharma never
Without
died.
going into the facts
You
of
are
this
the very
particular
people who said
case.
Mohan Chand Sharma never died. You are the people who said Pulwama happened because of homegrown
सब
terrorists.
कुछ को religious कलर दो उनको,
Surjewala
सबको religious
in a
कलर
press
दो.
conference to say, oh, JEM is not involved. Homegrown terrorists. Your Chella Kumar, AICC secretary, national secretary, went on record to say BJP RSS involved है. 26/11 RSS की साजिश है. तुम्हें शर्म नहीं आती क्या? कि LET से ज्यादा खतरनाक हिंदू आतंकवाद है. ये आपके नेतागण कहते हैं भाई साहब. कौन? राहुल गांधी. You should be ashamed. Patna House encounter was the biggest example. सोनिया जी के आंसू सूख गए होंगे. Now since the courts have upheld it's not been a fake encounter. Why are you heckling me? Because I'm exposing you. Asif Ibrahim is not an Indian. Is that what you're saying? The IB chief. I have never met a more astute, honest, upright official than Asif Ibrahim in my life. You are saying Asif Ibrahim is a Pakistani. No, it's your opinion. It's your opinion, madam. Asif Ibrahim said that we have enough evidence on Ishrat Jahan. Maybe you are not used to reading a lot.
Who has been denied
I want to ask you if Ishrat Jahan was an Indian, Burhan Wani was an Indian, so they were not terrorists. Are you saying that? Are you saying that some of these people are not got? You know, Ishkaran Bhandari, Avni Bansal is a lawyer, and she feels that अगर आप इंडियन हैं तो आप टेररिस्ट नहीं हो सकते. अगर आप टेररिस्ट हैं तो आप इंडियन नहीं हो सकते. ये कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में कहाँ लिखा हुआ है अभी जी? You are saying Ishrat. What is your argument, Avni Bansal? First, tell me your argument. I am not able to understand. I don't know how a judge understands your argument. So Avni Bansal, I am concentrating, and so is Ishkaran Bhandari is going to come in next. But Avni Bansal, was Ishrat Jahan a terrorist or not?
Yeah.
Yes or no?
Navika ji, now allow me to make my point. Let me make my
Ishrat
point.
Jahan was a terrorist or not is the only question I'm asking you.
Navika, let me answer my question.
Somebody who has heckled everybody,
Navika,
including
can you
me
allow
on the
me
show.
1 minute without interruption?
No. This is not a platform where you are going to give me a lecture. I'm asking you a question. Ishrat Jahan was a terrorist, yes or no?
30 सेकंड का लेक्चर नहीं होता. 30 सेकंड का साउंड बाइट होता है.
आप पहले मेरे सवाल का जवाब दे दीजिए, उसके बाद आपको जो बोलना चाहती हैं आप बोलिए. इशरत जहां टेररिस्ट थी या नहीं?
30 सेकंड में जवाब दे रही हूँ.
हाँ, इशरत जहां टेररिस्ट थी या नहीं?
मैं आपके ही सवाल का 30 सेकंड में जवाब दे रही हूँ.
जवाब दीजिए. चलिए जवाब दीजिए.
नविका, मैं आपके ही सवाल का 30 सेकंड में जवाब दे रही हूँ.
दे दीजिए.
30 सेकंड में, ठीक है. नविका, this case that we are discussing today was not about finding out who was a terrorist or not. इंडिया में बेसिक लॉ है, कोई व्यक्ति टेररिस्ट है या नहीं है, एनकाउंटर इलीगल है. आपके केस, आपके शो में पुलिस ऑफिसर बोल रहा है कि हमने एनकाउंटर किया, सही एनकाउंटर किया. इस देश में आज भी रूल ऑफ लॉ है.
बंसल जी 17 सालों से इस पर हर कोर्ट में आर्ग्यूमेंट हो चुकी है और हमेशा कहा गया था दैट इशरत जहान माइनॉरिटी से है, इनोसेंट है, बिहार की बेटी है. आप आज कह रही हैं ये इशू ही नहीं था, ये इशू ही नहीं था कि वो टेररिस्ट हैं कि नहीं. शरद पवार ने क्या कहा था? let me tell you what Sharad Pawar had said. Let me tell you what Sharad Pawar had said. He said the incident involving a girl named Ishrat has become very famous across the country. You must have read about it. What was her mistake? She must have gone to Ahmedabad for some work. The information we got that 3 of them were arrested and the next day 3 of them were shot dead on the highway. You people must have seen the pictures. How does an innocent college going girl become a terrorist? The question was always whether she was a terrorist. The question of a fake encounter is second, which has been settled by the Supreme Court. Ishkaran Bhandari ये कैसी एडवोकेट है जिन्हें सुप्रीम कोर्ट नहीं समझ आता, जिन्हें पॉलिटिकल ऑपोजिशन की पॉइंट्स नहीं समझ में आते, जिन्हें 17 साल का नैरेटिव नहीं समझ आता, जिन्हें पुलिस वालों की टॉर्चर समझ नहीं आती, सिर्फ ये समझ आता है कि इशरत जहान टेररिस्ट नहीं थी और इंडियन थी.
Navika, since now I'm speaking, Navika, since I'm speaking the last, I hope, since I'm speaking the last and I have been very, very patient, I hope nobody will interrupt me. I interrupted nobody, not even a word. Firstly, we are not going to argue whether she was a terrorist or not. The terrorist organization owned up she was a terrorist. US said she was a terrorist and our courts have said she's a terrorist. If some riffraff still don't believe she's a terrorist, let's not waste our time on them. We have to address the larger question. Why is it important to know what she was? Because we had certain people, and if you can zoom in this, calling her a Shaheed and opening an ambulance service in her name. Shaheed Ishrat Jahan. That was the lobby. That is what the lobby was trying to do. And it was not the only thing. There were articles calling her moon-faced innocent baby. There were articles calling her as Bihar ki beti. And the same strategy was applied on. Don't interrupt, please. Don't interrupt. Let me finish my point and then come in. Navika, this is not fair. Let me just make my point.
Sayyid Aslam Pasha, I'll come to you 1 minute. Allow him to complete his point.
Finish my point.
Allow him to complete his point, yes.
And this is not an isolated case. The same thing was with Batla House. The same thing was with Yaqub Menam. The same thing was with Afzal Guru. That was one end of the spectrum to whitewash all crimes because it supported your vote bank, to say that no crime and no terror activity is done by a person who might affect your vote bank, and we know the vote bank. And the second end of the spectrum was Ajmal Kasab being dressed up as a Hindu. The second end of the spectrum was to create a bogey of saffron terror. These two were going hand in hand. At one end, you were whitewashing crimes. At other end, you were creating fake evidence, fake narratives, torturing people in custody, torturing an army officer to create a bogey of Hindu terror. Thankfully, the courts of India, the people of India uprooted this evil design against Bharat, and that is why they have been relegated into dustbins of electoral history.
Well, Sayyid Aslam Pasha, the question is exactly that. You whitewash one community's crime because you think that the community is more important than the crime, and on the other side you blame one side because you want to attach a motive to a certain community with terror when you made the Hindu terror charge. I want to ask you, Sayyid Aslam Pasha, nobody can say that there is a community or a religion associated with terror. Everybody wants to treat terror as terror. I want to ask you, wasn't there an attempt to somehow whitewash these terror incidents and these terror attempts only because of vote bank politics and appeasement? That was your dharma at that time?
No. Let me answer that. Give me peaceful 30 seconds. I'll answer all your questions. First of all, terrorists don't have any religion. That's accepted truth.
Then why did you call her Shaheed?
Then Why was Burhan Wani? Why was she called? Why was she called a minority? Why was she called a shaheed?
Who is at the epitome?
Why did you call her
Who
a
is
shaheed?
Navika, you asked me a question. Let me answer
why
that.
did you
Please,
call
for
her a
30
shaheed?
seconds.
Please answer.
Shehzad, please do not. No, please do not interrupt now. BJP is at the epitome of majoritarian theory. BJP is at the epitome of majoritarian theory, and we all know, the entire country knows who uses the polarization more. The very important question.
When you suppress Hindus, polarization is all right. When you appease Muslims, it is all right. But if anybody says, "Bhai majority community ko bhi express karne do," to problem hai. Then there is a problem, then there is a Hitler rule, and then there is, death of freedom of speech. Shehzad Poonawalla.
This is a majority. एक second, Pasha साहब, आपने कहा मेजोरिटेरियन अप्रोच है, तो मुझे एक बात बताइए, क्या आसिफ इब्राहिम भी मेजोरिटेरियन अप्रोच पे चल रहे थे? बराक ओबामा की यूएस की सरकार भी मेजोरिटेरियन अप्रोच पर चल रही थी। और ये बताइए, हिंदू आतंकवादी हो सकता है, उसके लिए कोर्ट के जजमेंट की फैसले की जरूरत नहीं है। साध्वी प्रज्ञा इज घोषित टेररिस्ट विदाउट अ कोर्ट जजमेंट, पर यहाँ पर कोर्ट जजमेंट आ गया कि इंडीड इट वाज इश्यूड जहां हुआ है टेरर एंटीसिडेंट्स, इसके साथ एविडेंस आ गया, इसके साथ 17 साल पुराना एविडेंस है, पर इशरत जहां स्टिल नॉट टेररिस्ट। सैयद पाशा, are you loyal to your community or to your country? Are you loyal to national interest or to parivarik interest? Are you loyal to watan or to votes? Are you loyal to नहीं देश की security और देश हित या परिवार हित?
That is the biggest question. And Tehseen Poonawalla, I want to ask you, Tehseen Poonawalla, one simple question. Is terror going to be always seen through a political lens, a religious lens? Is it always going to be an issue of one agency against the other agency, one party against the other party, one individual against the other individual? Are we not going to see something like 9/11 kind of behavior here in India? I mean, look at the way the United States handled the terror attack of 9/11 and how they entered Pakistan and, took their revenge and silenced Osama bin Laden. In this country, this is the only country where religion, where political considerations come in the middle of all your terror and security issues. And that is the question, Tehseen Poonawalla, you must answer tonight.
You've hit the nail on the head, Navika ma'am, because when 26/11 operations were going on, the Chief Minister of Gujarat, Narendra Modi ji, was doing a press conference, which you all covered, a press conference, demoralizing our troops and taking rewards for my friend Hemant Karkare's widow. A 1 crore rupee check.
I'm talking about 9/11. You're talking about 10. And what about Pulwama? आप क्या कर रहे थे पुलवामा में? आप पुलवामा और बालाकोट में क्या कर रहे थे? नूपुर शर्मा, इन्हें पॉइंट करना आता है फिंगर, इन्हें अपनी हिस्ट्री तो याद नहीं रहती।
Tehseen forgets.
Why is Devendra Singh out on bail?
Exactly, Tehseen
Nobody
forgets.
killed lawyers
out on bail. During 26/11,
nobody killed anybody.
Tehseen, the question is to me. Tehseen, the question is to me. During 26/11 आपके यूपीए के होम मिनिस्टर तो 8 बार ही कपड़े बदल रहे थे. You are right, Navika. You asked the right question. They don't remember their own history. But just to throw a little light, one second, Tehseen. No, Modi ji's home ministry sent feelers to Maharashtra home ministry who was comfortably sleeping about this intelligence report that some suspicious activities seen on the seas, which your Maharashtra.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to end this point scoring simply because 17 years a truth has been twisted and turned. For 17 years, there have been people in uniform who were carrying out their jobs. And their job was based on an intel report which said that there were terrorists who were trying to attempt to target senior leaders, including the Chief Minister of Gujarat. They did what they did based on this. And for 17 years, there have been questions of whether this person was a terrorist or not. There were questions about whether the encounter was fake or not. Nobody spoke about the fact that there was a plot to destabilize a state and to create an incident of terror in this country. Why? Because politics has always been more convenient than security. Two agencies, the Intel Bureau and the CBI, were put face to face, eyeball to eyeball confrontation. And that, ladies and gentlemen, the institutions that were completely dislodged at that point in time, that is where the disservice to the nation really begins. Is security important or is politics? That's the question we need to answer. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining me on debate number 1. Slipping into a short break, more news on the other side.
The new